Hey everybody, I'm Rob Coyle. I'm going to be presenting on Flunitrazepam. You may not be familiar with the official name, but I'm certain you're familiar with the word roofie or the drug roofie. The reason I picked this drug is because I am the father of three. I have two daughters. I have a 20-year-old daughter who's about the same age as some of you, I'm sure, and I have a 15-year-old daughter who is starting her sophomore year in high school. So I wanted to learn something about a drug that might help me be a better parent and better protect my children. Flunitrazepam, a little history. It was developed in the 1960s by a Swiss pharmaceutical company. They created this product to treat insomnia. They wanted it as an anxiolytic, so it was used to treat anxiety, especially anxiety that might be leading up to a medical procedure or after a medical procedure to kind of help relieve the stress of that. And it's a benzodiazepine, so it's similar to diazepam or Valium, if you've ever been prescribed Valium. It's of that class or of that family, but it is a very, very strong part of that family. Flunitrazepam's mechanism of action is very similar to other benzodiazepines. It interacts with the GABA receptor, GABA A, GABA B. It also interacts with allosteric sites, BNZ1 and BNZ2. And what it does is when it reacts with the GABA receptor, it actually opens up a chloride channel and allows this anion, this negative ion, to enter into the postsynaptic cell, creating a hyperpolarization. If you remember that from an earlier session in our class, where we have this action potential, we have this hyperpolarization, which decreases the likelihood of having an action potential, which is why it works. When it attaches to GABA A receptors, it has that chloride channel and that influx. GABA B, when it interacts with GABA B receptors, it actually enhances the affinity of GABA, so it just kind of increases that effect. It also binds to BNZ1 and BNZ2 allosteric sites. BNZ1, it leads to sleepiness, which is why it's being used to treat insomnia. And when it binds to BNZ2, it leads to muscle relaxation, which is what I'm primarily going to focus on today, is how it interacts with that skeletal muscle system. Hopefully you can see this in the picture. It's kind of a funny diagram. Normally when you're presented with a dangerous situation, you have a fairly strong reaction, right? You kind of freak out because something dangerous is happening. But when you are on one of these anxiolytic drugs, a benzodiazepine like flunitrazepam, you have sometimes no reaction at all because you're having no action potential at all. And also your muscles have been caused to be very, very sedated. You're very, very relaxed. And so you're unable to recognize danger. You're also unable to defend yourself against danger. Actually, people who abuse this drug or who use this drug will often be seen stumbling, falling down. They're unable to defend themselves when they're in a dangerous situation. Flunitrazepam is 7 to 10 times stronger than Valium. So again, if you've ever been prescribed that drug and used it, imagine something 7 to 10 times stronger than that in your system. It's known as the forget-me pill. It's also known as roofies, which we've also talked about. It's also known as a date rape drug. And not only interacts with GABA, it also interacts with dopamine. So it actually has a secondary effect of an increased dopamine within that reward pathway that we've talked about. And so when you have obviously more dopamine, it's more of a feel-good type of a sensation. If things feel really, really good, it also leads to desensitization of those receptors and leaves you craving more. So it is a very highly addictive drug. People that used it find themselves craving it more and more. If you take flunitrazepam or benzodiazepine for that matter, while you are pregnant, your baby could be born with a syndrome called floppy baby syndrome because the drug actually passes through the placenta and starts interacting with your developing fetus, and your baby is born with floppy baby syndrome. That just creates a mental image for me. I don't know about you. Another effect of this drug is it creates anterograde amnesia. Antero, of course, meaning what comes in front of you. Amnesia is forgetfulness, right? So we kind of know what amnesia is. This drug actually stops you from being able to form memories from 18 to 26 hours long. So you might have an entire day where you just have no memories. So you think about it, this is leaving it to be used by abusers, people who will abuse you with the drug because you're heavily sedated, you're unable to defend yourself, and you forget. You're unable to form any memories. So you won't have any idea as to what happened to you. So it became known in the nightclubs as this date rape drug, which led it to being banned in the United States in 1998 in the Flunitrazepam Regulation Act of 1998. It is banned, but it's still made in other countries. It still has medical use. People still bring it in, they smuggle it in, and they will use it for themselves or they'll use it against you as well. So how do you know you've been roofied? Well, there's a lot of symptoms, right? Lowered inhibitions, drowsiness, impaired judgment, brain fog, weakness, decreased reaction time because of those action potentials, disorientation, nausea, respiratory distress, loss of coordination. These are all things that might lead you to believe, I think I might have been roofied. If you feel this way and you have no memory where you've basically lost a day, there is a very high chance you've been roofied. So how do you avoid being roofied? Well, if you're out with your friends, you're having a good time, you're at the party, you're at a nightclub, and you've got drinks, don't leave your drink unattended. Someone might slip something in your drink. In its original form, it was colorless, tasteless, odorless, dissolved quickly in liquid. So in its original form, it was a very, very dangerous drug. It's still very dangerous because you don't really know that your drink has been roofied. So don't leave it unattended. Don't accept drinks from strangers. They might have already roofied it before they gave it to you. Keep your drink covered. Maybe think about getting some sort of test. You can test your drink to see, because you went out to have a good time, not to have a bad time. So take care of yourself, protect yourselves. And if you think that you have been abused, please seek help as soon as you possibly can. Flunitrazepam is a doubly dangerous drug. It's bad for you if you abuse it because it increases your dopamine, it leaves you addicted to the drug, and it's also bad when people can use it against you. Here are my sources and references, and I hope you enjoy the presentation. Thank you.